All right, next game, Ravens at the Colts. This line opened up Ravens -2.5, and I swear it was 3 earlier today, and now it's down to 2.5. Actually, it's 2 at Bookmaker because I think there was some concerns that some Ravens might miss this game. So with that in mind, who do you like here?
Yeah, I like the Colts a lot. I'm bummed that this isn't 3 because I was going to put like 3 to 5 units on it. If it was 3, I'll probably still be pretty bullish on this one because this just seems like another lopsided spread. The Colts are underrated comparatively to the Ravens. I mean, we hear a lot of talk about the Ravens and the Steelers and the Chiefs as the best teams in the conference, but yeah, Kenny. Jarapinski Kamiker 2020. Yeah.
Well, I bet on one of the candidates to win tonight, so that's bad news for my sportsbook account.
Oh yeah, if we had to be the longest shots in this one for sure too. Right. But anyway, getting back to the Colts, they're underrated compared to these other AFC contenders, and even in their division, a lot of people were giving attention to the Titans because they were undefeated. But the Colts, aside from a bad loss to the Jaguars early in the season, have been very good when they've been fully healthy. Now, they were down big against the Bengals, but that was without Darius Leonard, and I think Anthony Costanzo didn't play in that game. So they were down one of their best players on offense and their best player on defense. So you got to kind of look at how they've played outside of that. And they're coming off a massive win against Detroit where everything clicked for them. And they just match up pretty well with Baltimore. They have a really strong defense. They'll be able to contain the running game. With Leonard healthy, they have someone who can keep pace with Lamar Jackson as a scrambler and kind of spy him a little bit. And Jackson hasn't been throwing well lately and might be banged up. I know he was on the injury report like maybe a month ago with a knee injury. I don't know if that's still bothering him, but he hasn't thrown the ball well yet. So we'll see what happens with him. But I think that the Colts are just going to play very, very well. And the Ravens are going to be without Ronnie Stanley, who's out for the year. The Colts take advantage of that. And then Marlon Humphrey is probably going to be out for this game because he landed on the COVID list with a positive test. And a handful of other guys, I think, were put on the list because they're close contacts with him. We'll see if those guys test negative. They should be able to play. But either way, I'm going to like the Colts in this one. I just think that they're more even with Baltimore than people realize. And this spread is just off. Like, I don't think the Ravens should be favored by almost a field goal on the road against one of the most solid teams in the AFC.
Yeah, I almost want to say that these teams were even, and then Ronnie Stanley is now injured. So I almost want to say that the Colts are favored or better, and so they should be favored by like a field goal. That doesn't seem right because of how dynamic Lamar Jackson is, but yeah, he hasn't played as well as he did last year, and I think the big difference is the offensive line. Last year he had like 2 potential Hall of Famers on the offensive line with Marshall Yanda and Ronnie Stanley, and then Yanda retired, and now Stanley's out for the year. And they lost Stanley at the end of the first quarter last week. And after that, they just weren't the same. Like the Steelers kind of were creeping up. Like the Ravens were up 10, and then the Steelers got closer and closer. And then they eventually took the lead, and the Ravens just couldn't finish off drives. And I think that's just going to keep happening, especially against this Colts team that's so strong in the front seven, especially with Darius Leonard. I think people remember that the loss the Colts had a few weeks ago where they didn't have Leonard and Costanzo, as you mentioned. But now they have those guys back. They have so much talent on defense. They have Xavier Rhodes to take care of Marquise Brown. They have Darius Leonard to take care of Mark Andrews and also to kind of stymie Lamar Jackson a little bit, if that's possible. So, yeah, I think the Colts should be favored by 3, and this line is Ravens by 2. I like this a lot more, like you mentioned, when it was 3. Maybe it'll get to 3. I think the line moved, as I said, because of, the COVID stuff. Even still at 2, I still like the Colts a lot. So we're 6 for 6 in agreements.
Yeah, that's definitely a good start for us that we're on the same page. So yeah, if we stay agreeing throughout the week, then this is either going to be really good or really bad, and we won't know until Sunday though.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, we're 6 for 6, and this kind of reminds me of 1 week I had with Kenny a couple years ago, where we were like 14 of 14 in agreements, and then we disagreed on the last on the Monday night game. So it'll be funny if that happens again. All right.